Hello lovely people, my name's Andy Woolley, and in this video we're going to do a roundup of my affiliate sites for April 2022. Hopping over onto the presentation, you'll see that I've laid it out in my normal format, so to bring about consistency, so it's easy for you to see and understand how I've been building this out month by month. Please check out the previous videos and you'll see how we've grown to this position so far. So the first website is obviously in the gardening niche. And that now is at month 13, so we've just over a year old. Last month we had 3,229 visitors. That jumped up massively because it's seasonal. A little bit of change in the weather makes a big difference. So you can see that went up quadrupled to 12,839 visitors. Tasks that I completed, well, I did 12 posts and one buyer's guide, so about 18,500 words added onto the site. I also started optimizing my PPC campaign because there are 3 monetary sources in the way that I'm actually bringing in my revenue on this: ads, Amazon Associates, and lead generation. And each one of those for the first time this month have actually earned some income. So a little bit more of that in a minute. I've also been looking at setting up the multiple AAWP plugin, which allows you to basically bring it in from the UK, US, and Canada, and a few other countries as well. It's still work in process. Part and parcel of the rhyme and the reason there is that some of the products that are available in the UK aren't available in the US and vice versa. So I'm going to look at what, as you can see on the table there, I'm going to look at bringing about some dynamic tables as well. So I'm going to play with those and see what those do. Otherwise, it's a case of how you tailor the offering going forward. All this is an experiment as a side hustle, so it's a case of living and learning in order to replicate it into future websites. And the other part then I'm going to do now in May as part and parcel of my new task is I'm going to build out some product review sections. So specifically looking at some of the products I've bought, applying them within the garden and then reporting on them to give that sort of authenticity and meet some of the Google algorithm. I think it was the mum update that was required from Google, but more realistically improve the user experience for the reader, so that they can see the pros and cons on each of those products. And the only way to do that, to convince them to buy it, is show them the product in all its entirety. Obviously the goals, I'm still trying to achieve 35 posts a month. That's not happening at the moment, but that's because I'm still building out lots of elements of this website and restructuring it. As I said, last month I changed it from Elementor to Cadence, and already that's made a massive difference in the speed. I haven't reported it in this, but I've seen it. It's worthwhile, and obviously it's translating into higher rankings, more visitors coming in as well. So I highly recommend to you, always look at your theme and plugins, more so if you're WordPress, to ensure it's as light as possible for an affiliate site. Obviously looking at Search Console in this slide here, you can see how it's changed. It'll just take me off screen. As you can see here, the clicks we had in March were 4,790. In April, 12,000 exactly. So you can see again, it tripled in the number of clicks going through the site. Plus what you'll also notice is when you look at the correlation between the 2 lines in each of those, and that's why I do a comparison, you can see how tight the correlation is in April now. So clearly the click is mirroring what the impression is, or ideally what the end user is searching for on the internet. So that's good from the perspective. It says that the content I'm writing, it's actually hitting the mark. And to compound that a little bit more, you can also see the click-through rate, or the CTR, has actually jumped up massively to 4.7, which is quite high, because normally a good CTR for affiliate site is somewhere between 2 and 4%. So 4%, I'm really happy with that. And the average position is also improving as well, which goes to show that the time that I've been doing this, which is probably just shy of 18 months, is starting to pay dividends now, and we're seeing it translate. And obviously when you come to the end of that equation, it also means you see more money on the table. So let's look at the monies. Let's look at the analytics here. So as you can see, I've done that from day 1, April 2022. If we look at it to the previous year, we've gone from a domain authority of 0 to 19. That hasn't shifted. It's quite competitive at the moment, so I've still got a lot, and I mean an awful lot, of content to write, both for content clusters for my silos. Posts went up to 196, as you can see there. Word count now has jumped up to 212,000. Keywords, in fairness, there was a sizable jump here, which clearly shows that some of that content that was written 3 to 6 months ago is now starting to rank. So that's quite interesting to see. So we're up to 1,400 keywords. Traffic now is 6,000 as opposed to 2,900 in March. So it's clearly doubled. Clear indication it's a seasonal site. There's no steady growth here. It's all or nothing by all accounts. And the traffic value on the organic keywords that I'm ranking for has also jumped up sizably to 1,700. So that just gives me a ballpark or a benchmark by all accounts that I know that the keywords I'm trying to rank for have some value to my target audience. Looking at Amazon, then you can see I made £148 in commissions, so that's sizably jumped up as well, which is nice. And for the first time as well, I had 2 leads come in on part of the parcel of the website, which I talked about a couple of months ago, where basically I redesigned the website to allow for that extra revenue stream. Now that quantified a couple of leads as well. So be interesting to see how that goes for the rest of the season. But again, it's all gravy in the mix. Looking at Ezoic, which is my main ad affiliate network, I had 9,438 visits according to that, and that translated into my earnings of $93.42. Quite nice. You can see that sizably jumped up as well, so everything is moving in the right direction. The EPMV, that doubled as well to $9.90. It would be nice to see that coming up. I have seen it go as high as $25, but again, that really does depend on the weather, which makes all the difference. But based in the UK, that's a temperamental thing. Looking at the cumulative value of what I've earned over the month and converting from the pounds, I convert that over to the dollars to keep things consistent. I earned in this month, April 2022, $367.93. So really happy with that change. It's really nice to start seeing the essence of everything you're putting in, not just seeing it slowly rank and whether it's connecting with your target audience, but also the factor of it being seasonal as well, and having to wait for the season to start to see that what is ranking is going to convert into pound, shilling and pence, or dollars in this particular case. So looking back on the presentation now, let's jump into my second site, which is within the health niche. Again, now we're at month 10, so we're just shy of a year old. We've come out of the Google sandbox for quite a few months. Not a massive shift here, but again, this is my second site, and there's a ton of work to be done on this one. Actually, there's many blogs, probably in excess of 1,000 blog titles that I've already started accumulating. As you can see in the tasks, I've already worked out 300 blog titles that need to be worked out in the next coming months. So that gives me an idea how I'm building out those content clusters specific to the silos in order to bring about more contextual reference and hopefully rank individual terms. It is a very competitive niche, niche within this market, but it's something I'm quite interested in, and I'm happy to play the game in this one for the next 2 to 3 years and see how it grows. I did 13 posts this month and increased the word count by 16,000 words across the site. I'm also looking to build out a review section, very similar to my gardening niche. I need to do some product reviews, bring about more authenticity. I do have a load of the products already bought, and literally as soon as I finish this video, I have a day of doing some product photography to make sure that I've got nice images that really show the product in all its glory, better than what I know already exists on the internet. So that extra step, as it were, making things better, I know will help when it comes to the ranking. Again, this one I do wish to try and do about 35 blogs a month. That's not happening at the moment, but that's because I'm still building out the site. Once I stop doing that and I'm happy because everything is built under cadence and the speed is there, I still have the LCP, the large content paint, to fix, but I'm almost there, and then I know the site is, from a user experience point of view, as good as it can be. It's just content I'm concentrating on. So looking at Search Console, which gives me an idea of the activity and whether it's really connecting with my target audience, In March, we had 47 clicks. In April, that went up to 121. So yes, it's starting to move in the right direction. It's not massive numbers by all accounts, but again, we're not a year old here. So it does show it is making a sizable difference moving forward, but it's got a long way to go yet. Looking at the correlation between the two charts, you can see the click-through rate dropped, which, okay, I can understand that. It's still got quite a few sections to develop. And each of those content silos realistically could have a couple of hundred blogs written underneath them to fight within those competitive niche areas, but that's going to take time. So I'm happy this is a slow burner. I'm comfortable seeing more activity, as it were, through the clicks. So it's moving in the right direction. So let's have a look at the money shot and the analytics. And here you can see for April 2022, the domain authority didn't change. It's still on 15, which is okay. It's reasonable. The posts are now up to 224, which again is just a drop in the ocean. Word count now is a total of 294,000. Keywords did increase, which is comforting to see that there is slow wins happening. So now we're up to 70 keywords. And the traffic obviously is abysmal when you report it through SEMrush. But SEMrush just gives me an idea as a benchmark, but it's Ezoic I'm going by. And Ezoic actually states that I'm 1,633 visits during April 2022. So it's slightly up on March, but nothing major by all accounts. As for the Amazon commissions, I did make a few more commissions here of $17.20, but in all honesty, I have not really implemented the AAWP tables throughout the site. It's something that's on my to-do list, but I'm more interested in building out the site and putting good quality content on there for the moment, and that will draw the audience in and then monetize it. So this isn't the big money earner yet because it needs the content to be there and draw the audience realistically. Once I start getting there, like you've seen on my gardening niche, then hopefully that will make a bit of a difference. Looking at the earnings, obviously from the ads, that went up slightly to $25.88, and the EPMV then went up to $15.85. So I'm quite happy with the EPMV is here in relation to my gardening niche, and this is the thing I hopefully bring about sort of transparency to you, the viewer, as I've been inspired by others, is having at least two sites to play with gives you a better perspective of how affiliate marketing works from the ad network point of view, and also then the way that you're building it being different across each one. Yes, you're creating content, and yes, you're putting it on an affiliate site, which is a stripped down version of a standard website, but there's still a game to be played depending on the niche that you've chosen. So looking at the cumulative value, that's $43.08. So I'm quite happy with that. All adds to the mix by any stretch of the imagination. So that's my two affiliate sites, a roundup for April 2022. If you've got any comments, please leave them down below. Likewise, if you enjoy the videos, I'd appreciate if you want to give it a like, a thumbs up. And likewise, if you wish to subscribe to the channel if you're new here. If there's anything that I can help you with, please reach out to me and I'll include it in videos coming down the road. I do intend doing more videos as things go on, because I've just had a new setup here, new lights, new screen. So that's making things hopefully a little bit clearer, better sound, better lighting, better quality. But that will all come bit by bit. But like everything, I'm conscious that you have to make sure you put the time and the effort in writing blogs, because that's what gets things across the line. On a quick side note, if anybody wishes to meet me in the affiliate gathering, which is coming later this month on Friday the 20th up in York, Carl Broadbent's event, please do so. I've got my tickets. Me and my partner will be up there for the whole weekend, not just for the Thursday and the Friday. So likewise, if anybody wants to reach out and have a bit of a natter and talk about affiliate marketing or anything else, certainly give me a shout. In the meantime, keep writing, keep busy, and hopefully see those rewards down the road. See you soon.